Moondrop have some big shoes to fill after the Moondrop Arias. So the all-important question we're asking today, are the Moondrop Aria 2s the perfect sequel? Well, let's find out. Hey everyone, this is Ian here from Headphone Zone. Whenever I'm reviewing IEMs and headphones, there are a few important parameters that I always like to keep in mind. Build, comfort, sound quality, and of course, value for money. Now, for all of you who've been following the audiophile space for a while, you'll know that Moondrop Arias almost enjoyed a cult following for the last 2 years. And that's mainly because Moondrop were able to put out an IEM which not only was well accepted, but also became the benchmark while other IEM manufacturers were still trying to figure out their product line. But that's not to say that the Moondrop Arias were perfect. We've all seen the long Reddit threads of audiophiles complaining about the poor quality paint job on the Arias, which would lead to paint chipping on the IEMs, and the cables, which not only look like shoelaces, but also tangle just as easily. So I was quite surprised when I unboxed the Moondrop Aria 2s and was greeted with a much more minimalist and sturdy design. While it's too soon to say, I think this time around the finish is a lot nicer and might stick for a bit longer. It's also nice to see that the cables get a huge upgrade. They're not only better in terms of durability, they have zero microphonics and also feature a swappable termination. This means you can now use a 3.5 unbalanced or a 4.4 balanced termination right out of the box. You also get a nice hard storage case, which I find was a nice addition. However, I don't really find myself carrying this with me in my pocket like the Truth-Ear pouch we have seen lately with their IEMs. So you get just 3 pairs of silicone ear tips in the box. However, for me that was perfect to get my right fit. But you can always use silicone tips by SpinFit or foam tips by Comply if that's your preference. The well-contoured design on the IEMs make it very easy to get a nice snug fit for long listening hours. However, do keep in mind the sturdy build means that there's a slight trade-off and you're going to deal with slightly heavier IEM earpieces than usual. As for the sound quality on the Moondrop Aria 2s, they aren't too different from the original. And that's because they're using a similar dynamic driver which is tuned to be well balanced with a touch of warmth in the bass to make it a fun sounding listening experience. Well, I guess if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? But in all seriousness, there's just minor improvements in the mid-range with a slightly rolled off treble, which makes it more resolving to listen to this time. I thoroughly enjoyed Michael Bublé's voice in End of May, while the Aria 2s also did a great job keeping up with the prowess of Celine Dion in the track Ashes. It just gave a nice sense of space throughout the track, everything was very well laid out, and it kept up with the dynamics perfectly both in vocals and instruments. I'll have a full list of test tracks in the description down below while I was reviewing the Aria 2s for you to check out. So, what do I think about the Moondrop Aria 2s? Well, I think Moondrop may have just done it again. They fixed the obvious build quality issues with a much better finish. They have better cables this time around with modular terminations, a snug fitting earpiece with vented structures for avoiding listening fatigue, and a good listening experience all for under Rs 8,000. I think this might be the easiest IEM for me to recommend to most listeners out there. Well done, Moondrop. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Do let me know your thoughts about the Moondrop Aria 2s in the comments down below. I'm curious to know. In case you want to try these out for yourself, you can always book an audio tour here in our experience studio in Mumbai or catch us at one of our Headphone Connect events happening in a city near you. That's it for me. Until next time, happy listening.